Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Thursday, the third day of August and the 11th day of Av. Here we go. Okay, we're just about ready to put the 3 weeks behind us, and I want to do one last halacha on the general topic before we leave it, and that is we had the 3 weeks of sadness, and it was about the destruction of the temple and other sad things. But the thing that I'm just going to add today is that we have sadnesses that we keep all year long because of the destruction of the temple. And I want you to know some of these examples. Here they go. One's famous, everybody knows it. At a wedding, we say, Im eshkachech Yerushalayim tishkach yamini. If I forget Jerusalem, let my right hand wither. And we say things like, Im lo ala es Yerushalayim al rosh simchasi. If I don't put Yerushalayim at the top of my simcha. So when we have a wedding, that's what we do. We put Yerushalayim at the top of our simcha, and we say, I can't even go ahead with this completing of the wedding without just remarking that it's so sad that we don't have the Beis Hamikdash rebuilt. It's so sad that Yerushalayim is sitting like desolate with the golden dome of Islam sitting on top of the Har Habayis, the Temple Mount where the temple should be. So we break a glass at a wedding and we say, I must put Yerushalayim at the top of my simcha. I'm not even going to say Mazel Tov until I break a glass at the wedding to show sadness over the fact that the temple has not been rebuilt yet. And that's what you see at all the weddings. They'll put a glass there, the chassan will stamp on the glass, and it breaks, and then everyone screams out Mazel Tov. It's a little awkward, but what's really happening is we're saying, I can't say Mazel Tov until I remember Yerushalayim at my simcha. Some people say Im eshkachech Yerushalayim, the words, right before they break the glass. Some people sing those words right before they break the glass. But the idea is, I must show sadness on missing the temple, and then I can complete my simcha. And then, there's this weird aberration that always happens, like when people hear a glass break at a random event, everyone screams out Mazel Tov when the glass breaks. Now, that, I think, is just an aberration of this custom. Since we break a glass at a wedding, and then we feel like, okay, now we can say Mazel Tov, our simcha is complete, we've mentioned Yerushalayim, so breaking glass has always come to have people scream out Mazel Tov, but I don't think that has to be. It's a wedding custom. Some others that you may not know now, here they go. Before a chassan walks down the aisle to his chuppah, they take some ashes and they put them right there, right where his shelrosh of his tefillin should be, also to mark the sadness that we don't have the Beis Hamikdash rebuilt. People, when they are making a new home, leave an area, a cubit by a cubit, that's about 2 feet by 2 feet square, somewhere on the inside of the house, just inside the front door, that's unfinished. You may see this in some homes. An unfinished area, a square, as you walk in the house to say, here's my beautiful house. And if you're wondering about that square right there, that's because I can't beautify my house totally because the Beis Hamikdash has not yet been rebuilt. Other examples, if a lady owns, let's say, 50 pieces of jewelry, she's never supposed to, I know that's a lot, but you're never supposed to put on all your jewelry at one time. Just to show, like, I can't like have my happiness go all the way, all the way. So you restrain your happiness always. If you're laughing at side-splitting humor, comedy, or whatever, you're supposed to always restrain yourself and not laugh to the fullest degree, not celebrate with all of your jewelry on at one time, and that's because we don't have the Beis Hamikdash. I'm going to shock you if you haven't ever heard this, but the rabbis were considering never allowing music after the destruction of the temple, but they decided not to impose that decree because they felt people would just not be able to handle it. So that's why we allow music nowadays, only because it would be too harsh on everybody if we didn't allow music throughout the year. You may know that there's a custom, if weddings are ever held in the old city of Jerusalem, that they don't actually have music at those weddings. They'll just play, like everyone will sing, and there'll be a drummer in the middle, and everyone will be kind of dancing to the beat, and they'll be singing, but they don't have live music at Orthodox things inside of the old city of Jerusalem because that's where the destruction took place. So those are some of the ways that we mark the sadness of not having our temple all year long. And we always mention it in our Shmona Esreis. If you ever go to the Kotel and you pray there, and you want to ask that somebody be healed and that your life goes well and all that, it's wonderful to ask all that when you pray at the Kotel. But please remember, when you get there, first thing you do is you pray that the Beis Hamikdash be rebuilt, and you cry along with God that His name is not in its full glory as it looks on here on earth. And that should be first and foremost when you get to the Kotel. You tear your shirt when you get to the Kotel in sadness. So please remember that. Don't just get to the Kotel and say, God, can I have a lot of money? First, you got to talk about the fact that we're in Galus. It's nice that Yerushalayim is sort of being rebuilt, but we don't have the temple in Yerushalayim. And that should be at the foremost part of our thinking all the time, all year long. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more, probably new topic. Bye-bye.